Greg,
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I can hear you, but I can't see. I don't know if you get video access.
Uh, how's that?
Hey, there you are. It's
Hi.
good. How are you today? Doing well?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Doing good. Doing good. Looks like you in the Cincinnati area, is that right?
Yes.
Awesome, cool. Well, I'm with Banyan Construction. We're located outside of Indy, so not too far away. So yeah, thanks for taking some time to set up an appointment. You had applied for a traveling superintendent slash project manager traveling position we had listed there on ZipRecruiter. And so I come across your resume and application and want to just kind of reach out and have a conversation with you, kind of let you know about Banyan, kind of who we are, what we do, and about the position itself. And then just ask you to share about your experience, what you're currently doing, what you're looking forward to here in the future, kind of what your goals are. And so if you've got any questions, feel free to jump in and ask along the way. I will say, first of all, it is a traveling position. And so, we do tenant improvements, we build nationwide. And so we do build outs, and the SOLA, kind of what we do is about 100-day build out. Guys are usually on the road for, several weeks at a time. And so it just depends on how far away from home you are. Depends on how often you're able to get home, right? And so I just wanted that to be upfront with that, let you know kind of how that functions and operates. It's obviously not for everybody. And I wouldn't want to have a huge conversation with you and you'd be like, actually, that's not what I want to do at all. So,
Right.
save us time.
Yeah. Well, how often do you come home? I mean, 3 weeks?
Yeah, some guys, 3-4 weeks. Some guys are there 4 to 6 weeks. It just depends on who they are, their situation, how far away they are from home, that sort of thing. And so, yeah, it is, you're going to be on the road, and sometimes a job site and what happens there determines some of that too. It's like, okay, well, yeah, we got this going on during this time, and I have to be there. Right here, I may be able to get away for, but yeah, so that's just to be upfront. But
Right.
so Banyan, we are a small to mid-sized commercial GC. We got about 60 employees. Like I said, our office is located outside of Indy. We do build about 27, 28 states. We partner with franchises, the franchisee owners, and kind of being the easy button for them to build out their spaces, their stores. And our main client has been we built about 300 of those SOLA salon studios. We built those across the country. Primarily all
like a hair and nail.
It is, yeah, it is. But it's not like the typical like hair salon. Traditionally you go in, it's a big open space, and each stylist has their own booth. The SOLA model is, you may have a 5,000, 6,000 square foot space that you're building out, but it'll have like 30 studios inside of it, to where each of those spaces, sliding doors, fully enclosed, has their own sink, own cabinets, own chairs. So basically it's a space to house all of those stylists who then in turn have their own business, so to speak. So they're sole proprietor of their business, but they're leasing the space from SOLA. And so it's much more, it's high end. We also have built some Woodhouse day spas, that franchise. And then another one that we've really growing with and doing business with is some of the franchisee owners for it's called Houndstown USA. That's more like a doggy daycare boarding business. And so primarily all that we've done has been tenant improvement, tenant build outs in existing spaces. And so the superintendent slash project manager, the way that functions, it's a bit of a hybrid compared to a traditional construction company where those are two separate. Kind of the way our model, our system is we have a pre-construction team within our office, starting with site surveys, doing plans, permitting, creating scopes, doing the budgets, gets the main subcontractors lined out, MEPs, so to speak, if there's exterior work or roof work, and create a site mobilization packet for the superintendent. So that way we hand that off, have that meeting, give the superintendent the information that they, all the information we have. These are the subs that we have lined up. Here's a list of the ones that you're going to be responsible for finding for the duration, for the trades, for the rest of the project. And
now, do you have trade contractors that go with you guys typically, or you hire all local?
we do, it's both. We have built relationships with some, like our electrician that we use. They travel all over. Occasionally we'll have to use a different one, but we've got a plumber, an electrician, certain ones that we go to, certain ones that we've built relationships within certain regions. But then also there are those areas where you go to where you're going to have to, find stuff as well too. Obviously, we try to get those MEPs lined up beforehand. But, when it comes to the others, we do have a master subs list of ones that we've used in different areas, highlighting ones that, hey, don't use these guys again. So kind of that information there. So try to provide that up front. And then, the superintendent kind of takes on that role as the PM, being able to schedule, coordinate the subcontractors, oversee the quality, within the budget, working on that time frame type responsibilities.
But all the billing will come through the home office.
Yeah, the billing, we have online platform we use called bill.com, and all the subs will email their invoices to that, and then it goes for approval with the superintendent will have to approve it, verifying, hey, this is the invoice amount, this is the draw amount that's there. It has a two-step process for approval there. And so, yeah, that's how we do it. We also use a program called Builder Trend, which is kind of like it's just a construction project management platform.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. I've used it.
Have you used Build? Yeah. Yeah. And so we do use that. And so, yeah, that's kind of where it's at. So if you got any questions, feel free to ask. If not, go ahead and share a little bit about yourself and your background and what you're currently up to and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so currently I've been self-employed for the past 20 years. I've done a lot of residential custom builds, ground up. It's getting to be a pretty tough market in the Cincinnati area.
Yeah,
and done a lot of the construction. Done a lot of restaurants. TIs, white boxes, a lot of that kind of thing. A couple of years ago, we were doing all the Marco's pizzas. I was in the area. We kind of built this area out, and they moved mostly Kentucky now, down farther. And when they first started, I wasn't ready to travel. My youngest two were still in high school, so I declined the travel when they moved on. So restaurants a lot in the commercial end for what I've done,
Yeah. Ground ups and tenant build outs, or what all?
Build outs, yeah.
Build outs primarily? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, see on here, it's like you've done Rapid Fire Pizza, Dickie's, Orange Leaf. What's Guthrie's?
Chicken.
Okay, all right, cool. I do like some chicken. Sweet Frog, that's like those are both like frozen yogurt, aren't they? Sweet Frog.
Right.
Yeah, cool. All right. So yeah, it sounds like you've done a lot of, high-end, you said high-end residential as well too. So,
Right.
I'm guessing all that was more like on contract, not spec buildings, if it's more of that scale.
No,
Yeah.
they're all pre-sold. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, so kind of moving forward, what are you wanting to do? What are you looking for, specifically?
Yeah, I don't know.
Other than just the job, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I saw your guys' post and I thought it fit me well. What you do, the build outs there. I've seen the salons go in. I white boxed a couple of them and was building rapid fires actually next door. I think one of them was a Zoop, and watched the build go on. It seemed like it was some higher end carpentry was the biggest part of it. A lot of plumbing,
Yeah, a lot of plumbing. Yeah.
and then the higher end finishes. I thought pretty fitting.
Yeah. 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 Because guys who we've hired who've had the experience in residential definitely seem to have an advantage, because if you're in residential and you're doing those custom homes and high-end stuff, you're going to have a much more finer detail to, eye for detail, quality than, just someone who's, obviously going and throwing up a big box store and, doesn't have that level of quality. So it's definitely a good thing to have. I guess in your experience, what accomplishment, what project, or what do you have one or two that maybe like that you're the most proud of as far as an accomplishment in your career?
I had a couple really nice custom homes I've done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I've done a couple really nice custom homes that turned out really well.
Yeah. 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 What part of Cincy is most
East
of
side.
the east side?
East side.
East side?
Yeah, about 30 minutes east of Cincinnati.
Is it 30? Okay. All right. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, it's been a while. I used to go to Cincy on occasion. I'm originally from down by Louisville, Kentucky, the Indiana side, so made the trip many times. What about as far as, as far as a business owner, and like, did you have like a certain number of employees working for you? Did you have superintendents? I mean, what was the spectrum of kind of operating your
Yeah,
company?
so a couple years ago, I had two supervisors, three carpenters,
Yeah.
and a salesman. And
Okay.
I've been just steadily scaling down because it's just too much, for
Yeah.
me to do by myself all the time. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm kind of don't need to do that much now.
Yeah.
The kids are all up out of school, and don't need to do
Okay.
that much. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess as far as the traveling, what, ideally, how often would you, I mean, obviously you like to be home every weekend, but what do you think would work for you in your situation as far as the kind of the weeks at a time travel part?
Yeah, I would think 3 weeks would be probably as far as I'd want to go
Yeah.
without being able to come home or have the wife come to me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What about your employees that you've had, or the subcontractors that you've worked with along the years? What words would they describe? What words do you think they would use to describe you?
Mhm. I'd probably say fair.
Fair? How so?
Always been fair with them when there's a problem, with something unforeseen, not
Yeah.
always treated them well. Had the same guys forever.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like whenever obviously, if you got a good relationship with people around you, and they trust you, I mean, obviously they're going to continue to do good work for you. So long term, it just doesn't make sense to be an a-hole.
Right. Right. It does
So,
not.
yeah. So, all right, cool. You got any other questions for me, Greg?
Yeah. I got a few. So you guys just go all over the whole 48, pretty much.
We built about 28 so far. So, but we do a lot in the Northeast, East Coast, throughout the Midwest, and also down to Florida, and doing some in Texas and Arizona right now. But Georgia, just kind of all over it. And West, we've been to West Coast a few. We got some stuff going on, Washington and Oregon and California, but mainly more this side. But
Okay. And then what about the PTO?
PTO, it's 2 weeks paid time off. As far as benefits, there's a company health plan. There's a matching 401k. Traveling, it's there's a base salary, and then there's like for superintendents, there's a truck allowance per month, and then per diem per day for food. Banyan covers the lodging side of it.
Okay.
So,
And yeah, the lodgings, hotel.
yeah, Airbnb, yeah.
All right. Yeah, and that base salary, what do we start at there?
Usually, I don't remember what you had listed on here.
I don't either.
I think you had 85 plus. We've got listed from 60 to 100. And so generally, I mean, you're like right in that range, right in that spot there where it's like, yeah, it's definitely doable for sure.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And then do you guys get bonuses as well?
Yeah, there is a per store, there's a bonus after each job, each project. You're ineligible on the first one, but there is a bonus for each job. And it obviously depends on the scale of the job and all that variations, but you can bonus up to like 10,000 on each job. It just depends. And so, probably 2 to 3 a year. I mean, there's guys that can get to that 6-digit and get over that with their bonuses and whatnot. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, do you know what that per diem is off the top of your head?
The per diem is, I think, figured at $40 a day. At I think it's figured 300 days a year. What it is. Yeah, and then there's also the truck allowance is it's either $400 or $500 a month. I can't remember. But yeah, there's with the base salary and then the per diem and the truck allowance and benefits. You got a couple other fringe benefits as well too. They're kind of an accumulate like a dollar amount that's reimbursable for quality of life and vacation assistance. There's just a couple other things too that are there. So
Okay. And how soon are you looking to have somebody start?
we are looking to bring. We got 2 positions open, and so we would be bringing 2 new guys in for training. I'd say probably, I don't have an exact date, but probably within the next couple of weeks, 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks, something like that. I know we've got a couple of permits that have dropped that we need to get the ball going. So I don't know how soon you're available, what you got going on, or what that looks like.
Yeah, I was shooting for March 1st. I got a couple things I'd like to wrap up.
Okay.
And I still have some, and I have some other jobs that I'm looking at.
Yeah, definitely. Totally get it. So yeah, what is it? It's about a month away because it's actually almost February. It's hard to believe. So
Yeah.
all right, cool. Yeah. Well, I will. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I got any other questions. I don't think I do. I mean,
Well, you got my cell. You're welcome to reach out.
yeah, I got it right here. So yeah, if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to me as well. I think my email is all connected to ZipRecruiter there. So, but what I'll do is I'll take your info, take our conversation here, record that, and then forward that info on to our director of construction in the field. He'd be the one to review and set up, making, follow-up interviews and whatnot. So,
Okay.
cool. All right, Greg, I appreciate it. Thanks for your time, sir.
Yeah, thank you.